first thing that we all study when we start studying astrology is that we see this circle. This is circle of not only one life, this is the circle of life, the circle of total life. And especially we can say this is not a circle just of one life, because as we can see, we start our life in the first house and we end the life in the 8th house. So the question is, why is that so? Why, if we start in the first house, we don't finish our life in the 12th house? I mean, that would make a full circle, and in that case, it would actually represent that the life is a circle, so that this is just complete story. This is all, nothing more than this. But here we see something rather unusual. We start in 1 and we finish in 8. So let me just count some numbers from here. If we say the first house is represented by the number 1, the second house is represented by the number 2, and if we count those two numbers, we get 1 plus 2 gives us 3. And then if you continue like this with the third house, we actually get number 6. And if you continue with that with the fourth house, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, you get 10, which is actually 1. If you count that numerologically, it gives you number 1. Then with the fifth house, you get 15, which gives you 6. With the sixth house, you get 21, which gives you 3 again. With the seventh house, you actually get 28, which gives us 1. But with the 8th house, actually you fulfill something which is very important. For the first time, you get the number 9. Number 9 is the highest of all numbers that we have. But in order to achieve this highest number, you have to enter the 8th house. So that actually provides us an answer why we finish our life, why we finish it in the 8th house, why it's not in someone else's house. Because with the 8th house, for the first time, we fulfill the cycle of numbers. For the first time, we get the number 36, which gives us 9. So 9 has this quality that represents all the numbers, everything that has happened in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, of course, gives us 9. Actually, it lives in number 9. And that's why at the end of one's life, when we enter through this tunnel of the 8th house, we see this house as a tunnel or a tube. We say that the man can see everything, whatever happened in this life. So actually everything happened in 1 second. So he gets the whole picture, complete picture that actually represents the quality of number 9. That means the holistic value of everything. The thing is, this house in everyone's horoscope represents the end of this incarnation, the life in this incarnation. And if you just look by the natural rulers, the first house is represented by the Mars. So this is always the energy, the Mars, but this is the fiery Mars. But we finish our life in the house that is ruled by the Mars again, but this time this is a watery Mars. So this is the Mars from the sign of Scorpio. So a life starts in 1 and ends in 8. The only difference is the polarity. Here we have a fire, Mars of fire, and here we have ourselves, so that means Mars, but in a watery state. So this is the opposite, this is different. So water actually takes a life from a fire, so it looks like that. Actually, we don't say it's a taking a life, this is a kind of a transmutation. So we go through this tunnel in one life to the other life. The thing is, the very moment we end our life. The same moment, but in some different time and probably space, we are conceived. So this is the moment of conception in some other's life. So the last second of our incarnation, so the moment when we are going out from this life is actually the moment then we are conceived in someone else's life, because we finish the life in one tunnel and then in the other tunnel we actually are conceived and we start our life. This is the moment of conception.